Howdy guys, last video of the week. Again, we're still solving a system by graphing, but the only difference is this time y is not isolated. So we need to go from whatever equation they're giving us into our y equals mx plus b format before we even start. So just a little extra work. And how do we do that? How do we isolate y? So let's look at this first one over here. First things first, we're going to go back to using our solving square. So I'm going to drop a line down the middle. Let's make the box here. Okay, since we are isolating y, on the left, we only want y. On the right, we want everything else. This could be squares, triangles, circles, numbers, x, b, couch, potato, whatever else goes on the right. So here we have the 3x, which we know is not y, so it needs to come over, and it becomes negative 3x. All right, and then we have 2y, which is what we want. We want 2y. So it comes on the left. And then negative 8 is something else. So it's going to come right down as negative 8. All right. Then normally we would combine like terms. But here, there is nothing to combine. So because on this side, I only see 2y. So I bring it down. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. Now over here, we have negative 3x and negative 8. They are not like terms because I see an x and I see a number. They cannot be combined. So this is negative 3x plus negative 8. But my final step of division still remains the same. I am still dividing by 2 because I want y by itself. And the only difference here is I have to divide everything by 2. So negative 3x divided by 2, not negative 2. And then we have negative 8 divided by 2. So I have y equals, this is going to stay as a fraction, because we're going to be graphing lines, and slopes are easier to deal with as fractions. And then over here, I have minus 4. So this is what the equation looks like if y was isolated. And going back a couple of units, if I was to compare our y equals mx plus b equation and our original equation, they should be equivalent. But that's getting a little outside the box of where we are. Number 2 over here, you guys could try this one on your own as extra practice. Let's jump down into the graphing the system, but we need to do some work first. So again, step number 1 now is make sure both of them are in the y equals mx plus b format. So we need to isolate y. So let me just bring down the equation into the box so I know what I'm working with. Again, I'm going to go ahead and create the solving square. Okay. Y here. Everything else. Okay. So starting with the 11x, it comes here as negative 11x. Then I have negative 4y. And then 28 joins the 11x because that's everything else, and this is positive. And everything comes straight down. Negative 4y equals negative 11x plus 28. Remember, they cannot be combined. They are not like terms. And now we're going to divide. divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. Our equation is y equals 11 over 4x minus 7. Okay, number 2, the second. So this is equation number 1. And then we're going to have equation number 2. And we're going to do the same procedure. First, bring it down. 5x plus 4y equals 36. I'm going to go ahead and make the solving square and separate our terms. All right, final couple of steps. Let's bring everything down. Last step is divide by 4. Remember, everything gets divided by 4. And then our graphing equation is going to be y equals negative 5 over 4x plus, that's 36. So this is going to be 9. Okay, step number 2. We need to identify the slope and y-intercept of each equation. So remember, slope comes first. So m equals 11 over 4. Let me put that in my calculator, see if we get anything a little easier to work with. And this gives me 2.75, which again, not a pretty number. So I'm going to leave 11 over 4. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. Okay. And over here, we have m equals negative 5 over 4. All right, and now intercepts. We have b equals negative 7, and then b equals to 9. All right, so now step number 4. Oops, sorry, that's not step number 4. We're up to number 3. Step 3, we're going to graph equation number 1, and I'm going to do that in blue. Start at negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. And now my slope says go up by 11 and over by 4. All right, guys, so I got the point, but that's the only one that seems like it fits on this graph. So I'm going to have to just go ahead, take a try, and connect these here, and label this with number 1. Number 2 starts at 9. And it says go down 5 and over 4. So let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that looks like all the space we have. Connect it. Label it. And now we need to identify the solution. So this was step 4. We did number 2. And then step 5 is always going to be ID solution. Identify the solution. Our solution is right here, the point of intersection. This was point 3, 4. So let's write it. The solution to the system. Alrighty, guys, and that's it. That was just the extra step today, was isolating y using the solving square. Any questions, put them in below. If not, get in touch with myself or Miss Mish and we'll help you guys out. Later, guys.